this a prelude to a nightmare. We wake up tomorrow and most of our banana, coconut, soursop, and mango trees are gone. The flowers are withered, and the grass is nothing but bare, dark roots. The environment looks dry, brown, and lifeless. Or perhaps the tectonic plates have shifted and our villages are flooded. And now we have to ration our clean water supply. Or perhaps you take a trip to the beach, and instead of the beautiful, pristine, turquoise water that we once boasted about, now you have to hold your nose because of the putrid smell of rotted fish entwined in plastic. Or are you afraid to dip your toes in the ocean because it's nothing but black sludge because of the tanker that's overturned with petroleum in the sea? You might think that this happens in other parts of the world, but it doesn't. It affects the world as one. With wind and ocean currents and marine travel, the King Car bottles that we toss at the side of the road, those can end up out of the car tires and the trash that we dump in our villages. Those could end up in any part of the world, Australia, China, and as far as Alaska. For some of you, you may think, this is fine, it's out of sight. But trash dumped in any part of the island can circulate around our own oceans for our fish and other sea life to feed on. Are you aware that over half of our 43 beaches here on Guam are polluted by bacteriological standards? They're unfit for swimming. But how many of us pay attention to this? Surely those turquoise waters cannot be polluted. It's too beautiful. We often think of pollution as ugly. If you think that you're not affected because you prefer not to go outdoors or not swim, let's think about this some more. That scrumptious reef fish or kelaguen you recently had, those could be riddled with nanoplastics, waiting to cause you some health problems further down in life. How? Well, plastics doesn't break down, but via sunlight and a slow process of erosion, it goes into tiny particles which fish and other sea life are fooled into thinking it's food. Did you know that every bit of plastic that has been invented since 1950 is still around? Yes, still around. Right now, we have almost 9 billion tons of plastic, metric tons of plastic that is, circulating in our planet. That is enough to wrap around our Earth almost 300 times. But when last have you made the conscious effort to say no to plastic? Not the ask at the grocery, paper or plastic, but instead say, I want paper. I choose glass. So let's pause for a second for you to digest that. The average person consumes about 100 gallons of water per day and generates about 5 pounds of trash. Let's do some math here. That's almost 1.6 billion pounds of 1.6 billion gallons of water and almost 300 million pounds of trash per year here in Guam. Today, most countries have less water than they had 20 years ago, and some have to ration what we use in a day, in a week, or even a month in their countries. So what do we do, Guam? Do you really understand where our trash goes? Guam is 30 miles long and 7 miles wide. So really, what happens to our trash? And especially with our limited resources on island to recycle, where does it go? Recently, at one beautification event, they picked up almost 3,000 plastic bottles, 7,000 beverage cans, and 15,000 cigarette butts in one event. These and other trash like bags and styrofoam amounted to over 200,000 gallons of trash strewn in our environment. And some of it, unfortunately, some of us contributed to. So maybe now I caught your attention and you wonder, what can we do? Well, better yet, you're probably wondering, what can I recommend? After all, I did win the audition, right? But ladies and gentlemen, the question is not what we do when this happens, but what we do now. It's a problem right now. We have already lost over 1/4 of our tree cover, polluted our waterways, decreased our fish stocks in our oceans, and continue to dump trash in every corner of our villages. If we do not stop our practices, we will suffer the consequences. We cannot wait until it's too late to take action. Most of us might be familiar with the recent emergency alert in Hawaii. Think of the chaos, the emotions, the concerns, the fear that such a warning solicited. In that moment, most people felt devastated, wondering what could they have done, what they wanted to say, what else could I have contributed to in life? But now it was too late. What if that alert was here in Guam, but instead of an incoming missile, it warned us that our food shortage was low, that water was at critical levels? How would you react? Will you be scared? Will you not care? Or will you think of all the things you could have done to save our island? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're heading today. We have our heads buried in the sand and refuse to think that we have a problem. But Guam, we have a problem. Yet we act every day as if we have a self-cleaning paradise and a renewable island. Again, we have a problem. But we, actually you and the world around us, have the ability to change. Words like deforestation, famine, drought, we don't associate this with Guam. But could it happen to us? We never thought that robots could clean our house, perform surgery, and even take away our jobs. But it happened, right? And it happened quickly. So we need to do our part and act as if every day it's going to be the last. As if that alert could possibly come in. That today, food rationing is started. Or that acid rain is coming. I have 3 messages for you. 1, we can make a difference. People often wonder, what is my input going to do? But together, in millions, it does make a difference. We all have the choice of being environmentally conscious, making those appropriate decisions. That one bottle of King Car that we tossed to the side of the road, that could end up in your great-grandchildren's food. Doing one thing, recycling a cardboard box, minimizing your spending, cashing in your trash for cash, upcycling. Those are some of the things you can do as an individual, as a family, as a workforce. In my department, I implemented recycling paper that Miss Peggy picks up for the pigs. It wasn't an easy task, but we were able to get it done. Something as simple as recycling paper, it took me 2 years to get implemented. But I didn't stop. I continue to do what I can for my department, one of many departments in the hospital. 3, spread the word. Get your friends, your family to always think about making environmentally conscious decisions. At your fiesta, at your get-togethers, make sure that they're making the right decisions. Keep them accountable. Lastly, I urge all of you, please, let's get our heads out of the sand. We won't have to leave our generations apology letters. We won't have to feel sorry. It may be too late. Let's make sure we take the action. It won't be easy to recover from devastation that us two-legged creatures create. The probability of us losing our paradise is far greater than man-made disasters. The probability of the future generation not understanding the beauty of Guam is real. My final message to you is to urge all of you to be committed. By being here today, you're already displaying a level of commitment. Let's continue that. Let's accentuate that and take action to be more environmentally conscious. Together, we can protect our beautiful, beloved Guam. Let's not take this beautiful, sweet island paradise and turn it into a nightmare. Thank you.